Now, from the downtown of Northwest Arkansas, in Uptown Rogers, with weather from Bentonville to Fayetteville, Fort Smith, and beyond, here's Oz weather meteorologist, Garrett Lewis.
Your Monday is off to a fantastic start out there. It is August 5th. The kids will be back in school here in, 9 days for some of us? Less than 2 weeks for most of us, and temperatures outside still feel summer-like, but we are getting those little blasts of slightly cooler temperatures. We had them over the weekend. We'll get another one this upcoming weekend. In the meantime, the big story will be the next heat wave. It's a short one, though, and it reaches its peak somewhere around the middle of the week. If you look out there now, this is looking northwest out towards Uptown and Rogers. Still nice and green out there today as the sun breaks through the horizon. The heat wave is going to be the big story this week. Again, we could top out near the century mark around Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I think by the weekend, the ridge should flatten out some, and that'll let some slightly lower temperatures and some drier air move on in. The big story today, though, is this ridge of high pressure. It's overhead. It's front and center. Whenever you get a high, you get a lot of sinking air or subsidence. The subsidence results in more sunshine. It also results in some pretty warm temperatures. And I think you can see it pretty clear here as you look at the water vapor image. Also of note, look to the southeast out there around Florida. That's Hurricane Debbie along the Florida coast. So if you have plans that take you down there, expect some delays with travel and everything else. Some high surf too along the Florida coastline here for the next couple of days as that system works east. But it's the high pressure that's deflecting that thing away from us, so it's not going to be any factor for us moving through this week. Upper level wind pattern, this tells the big story, right? So this is the jet stream. This is about 40,000 feet up where the planes are flying around. And we could tell what patterns are developing here by looking at these troughs and these ridges. And so the first thing that catches my eye here in the next day, you see that clockwise flow right there over Texas and Utah. That clockwise flow is the high pressure ridge. It expands east and gets into the area right in here. This is Wednesday, Thursday. That's when it's going to be the warmest. But if you look to the north, see this little trough that's up here across Montana and southwest Canada. What's going to happen here is that trough moves across the northern United States, and it should drag a front end. You can find fronts by connecting the low pressure right through the middle of those little arcs there. So it's going to drag a weak front end. If anything, it smashes the ridge. By the way, this is Friday, so I think by the end of the week and the weekend, we do get that push of slightly lower temperatures. We may even get, when we get in that northwest flow, we could even see a spotty shower or two, or maybe even a complex in the north. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But then we get back into the ridge by next week. So it's not necessarily over, but we are getting these little mini breaks that are in there. Highs today will be hot. We're looking at mid and upper 90s for us, close to about 95 in Bentonville. Fayetteville should be around 93 degrees, essentially in the right around the mid 90s for all of us. Springdale, Bentonville, Bella Vista, mid 90s today. Heat index close to 100, but the heat index gets closer to 105 and 110 by around the middle of the week. But as that next front gets here, kind of like I mentioned, we start cooling off, don't we? If you can call 90 cooler. Dew points come down too. The overnight lows will fall into the 60s, so that'll be some comfortable mornings starting Saturday and then into Sunday. Low temperatures this week are going to be closer to 70. So you can see we reach a max there somewhere around that Tuesday, Thursday timeframe. Then temperatures back off, and then we start going back up the hill as we head into the middle of next week. Not bad at all for today. Make your Monday count. The hot weather's here. It's going to build through midweek, but then it gets cooler by the weekend, so something to look forward to. And then next week looks like it's going to be sunny and hot as the kids head back to school in many locations across Arkansas. We'll see you next time, guys. Have a great day.